If you're injured in an oil rig accident, making sure that you have the right attorney to get all the money that you deserve is very important. After an oil rig accident, you're usually going to be entitled to two different types of big buckets of damages. One is the past damages, your past medical, your past lost wages, your past impairment, your past pain and suffering, all of that. The next big bucket is going to be your future. And what that's going to be is your future medical damages, your future lost wages, your future pain and suffering. That bucket can generally be a little bit more difficult to understand and a little bit more difficult to put a number on. The way that it works is after an oil rig accident, you need to make sure you report the accident to your site supervisor, to your boss, to your safety man, whomever it is. Make sure that someone knows that you were injured and how it happened. Don't just go home and nurse the injury and try to take care of it yourself. You may be embarrassed, but making sure that you tell someone can be very, very important when it comes to making sure that you're able to take care of your family and able to take care of yourself in the future. Oil rig accidents can generally be very, very serious, and making sure that you have the proper documentation on how it happened and where it happened and why it happened is very important. Prior to being an attorney, I used to work for a big oil company. And after an accident, the first thing we did is we started investigating what happened, how it happened. And I guarantee you, as the investigator for the big company, I never pointed the finger at the big oil company. I always pointed it at the little guy, the guy that was injured. I'm not proud of that, but now I'm on the right side. Now I'm fighting the big battle. I'm fighting against the big oil companies. I'm fighting against the big oil rig owners. And I'm making sure that when my clients are injured, that they get the compensation that they deserve. I'll go out, I'll take a look at it, I'll use my experience, I'll use my skills and my understanding of how accidents happen, and I'll make sure that even though they may be pointing all five fingers at you, I'll make sure that I point my fingers at them, and I'll point out what they did wrong, and I'll make sure that you are not the victim and you're not taken advantage of. Oilfield rig injuries can be quite catastrophic, and they can impact you for the remainder of your life. Having the right attorney who can put the evidence together and can build a case, can make sure that you're taken care of, is very important. A lot of evidence and require a lot of understanding of how the accident may have happened, and making sure that you receive the right compensation is very important. After an accident, I'll gather the evidence, I'll hire the experts, I'll hire the people that need to look at everything. I'll make sure that all evidence is preserved. I'll send letters out to all the employers, all the big companies. I'll let them know I'm ready to fight for them. I'll make sure that the evidence doesn't get destroyed. I'll make sure they don't sweep stuff underneath the rug. I'll make sure that they don't blame you for things that you didn't do. I'll make sure that you're taken care of. And as part of that is I'm going to make sure that you get every penny that you deserve. I'm going to look at your case. I'm going to look at your medical bills. I'm going to hire the right experts. I'm going to make sure that you receive all the money that you've spent in the past on your medical bills. I'm going to make sure that you get reimbursed for all the lost wages that you had, and I'm going to make sure that you get money and compensation for the pain and suffering that you incurred in the past. In the future, I'm going to make sure that you have money set aside for your medical bills, for your future pain and suffering. And that requires certain experts. I'm going to hire the right doctors that can look at your medical records in the past and can put an opinion together and make sure that they understand, or that you understand, the jury understands, and the adjusters understand what it's going to cost, what this injury is going to cost from you today, what it's going to cost 20 years from now, 10 years from now, 50 years from now, however long you're injured and however long you're dealing with this injury. I'm going to make sure you receive the compensation to pay the medical bills, receive the compensation for the pain and suffering that you're going to incur because of this injury. Oil rig accidents are very, very serious and require the right attorney. The Morgan Legal Group is ready to fight for you.